Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving you my Libra February 2018 horoscope forecast, and yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Anyway, people, first thing is, as far as February goes, the Sun will be in Aquarius from the 1st until the 18th, so the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, there could be a strong concentration of energy, focus, and attention put on perhaps the future in matters connected with children, with their love, romance, maybe even things of enjoyment, hobbies. Also about independence and freedom, perhaps in matters connected in love relationships, and also being progressive. Maybe in matters with the 5th house, such as love, romance, even children, and even things that they do that Libra is doing for fun, amusement, and enjoyment. So anyway, well, the next thing up is, well, as far as February goes, the Sun will be in Pisces from the 18th until the 28th, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra at this time. So anyway, this could be a strong focus, a concentration of energy and attention put into idealism and compassion, perhaps in work-related matters and in service you may perform for others. And it could also be, at the same time, really on perhaps imagination in your place of employment and what you do as far as work goes. And really, this at the same time, remember that the Sun can be about where you want to shine, and when it's in transit, you're talking about the 6th house, that can be in work and health related matters. And as far as work goes, it could be something Pisces, like something connected with the metaphysical, which can include astrology, chemistry, photography, even dancing, maybe even poetry, especially if you're getting poetry, and if you're getting a good let's say a good aspect to your natal Jupiter, say, which is about publishing, or your 9th house ruler, which is about publishing, that could even be more advantageous in that example. But anyway, at the same time, this is also important to remember, people, when you're talking about Pisces energy, the energy could be rather malleable, so don't necessarily just do something to copy somebody in terms of maybe their work or what they're doing in terms of being healthy, just to kind of fit in, and because it's very malleable energy. And just remember just to do your own thing as far as that goes when you're talking about a transit like this. You're talking about Pisces and 6th house energy. So anyway, next thing up is the new moon will be in Aquarius on February 15th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, this could be about perhaps a new, unusual, unorthodox, unconventional, maybe a hobby maybe started, or a love interest. This could also be a new period of freedom and independence in a love relationship, or even with matters with children. This could be a new hobby that may get started, that might be Aquarius-like, such as something with aerospace, astronomy, even astrology, and any other esoteric subject, something with electronics or computers. It could be radio-controlled devices, or even in some cases model rockets. I mean, that could be something as one that could be shared perhaps with children. So anyway, it could also be taking up some kind of unique or unusual type of sport as well at this time, might be started. So, and in some cases too, when you're talking about the 5th house of children and the new moon, this could be a new child in some cases may be born, and of course it would be a Sun in Aquarius, because when you have the new moon in Aquarius, of course the Sun is in Aquarius as well. Anyway, next thing up is, well, as far as February goes, Mercury will be in Aquarius from the 1st until the 18th. So the 5th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra at this time. Anyway, Well, this could be about thinking, really a lot of ingenious thinking, perhaps, and maybe in matters connected, maybe with children. Maybe it's you're sharing, talking about new concepts and ideas with children and in people that you may be in a love or romantic relationship with. This could also be about thinking outside the box, so to speak, and really in terms of what you may be doing for enjoyment. And your thinking may be more selfless in matters with children, with matters in your love and in your romantic life. And at the same time, this could be, I mean, there could be more communications, perhaps maybe about matters of a speculative nature, and really I think maybe formulating some maybe new ideas on what you can maybe do as far as things of maybe at least a somewhat speculative nature, and things that you can do that are unusual, maybe that can be very enjoyable, such as hobbies, or maybe creating or inventing your own things you can do for fun. So anyway, well, next thing up is as far as February goes, Mercury will be in Pisces from the 18th until the 28th. So the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. At this time for Libra, it's important to be very careful because, I mean, when Mercury's in Pisces, it could be where people might be more gullible at this time and believing more what people say, even if it sounds somewhat preposterous. And it's also be careful of what when you're having communications with people prominent in your health life, your daily routine, and even in really and at your workplace, at your place of employment, if applicable, because people might be saying things and that they're going to do this, for example, and then they don't follow through on it. People often, when Mercury's in Pisces, they often fantasize or they think about doing something, but they a lot of times I think they really, in many instances, they just won't do it. But on the positive side, this could be a lot more idealistic thinking in regards toward matters at work and really people that are in your place of employment, your daily routine, but just make sure that it's not unrealistic. And also, this could be about, keep in mind too, that Mercury is also about short journeys, and the six houses of service. So, I mean, you could do the math. It could be a lot of short journeys you might be giving others and running errands for other people and being of service to them as well, and doing so really thinking in a really compassionate manner and doing it with a lot of this compassionate Pisces-like energy. And those are some things to look at as far as this goes. And it might also be where people that you speak with in your daily routine and your place of employment and people prominent in your health life, might be there might be a lot more statements that might be confounding, confusing, or ambiguous, and you're having trouble really understanding what's being said. Maybe you're feeling you're getting mixed signals in a number of these communications at this time. Anyway, next thing up is Venus will be in Aquarius as far as February goes from the 1st until the 10th. So the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, this could be really expressing maybe a love of the unusual, the unorthodox, the unconventional, perhaps with children, with someone you may be in a romance or love relationship with. This could be also about expressing maybe enjoyment of things that are new and innovative, unique, and really a love of maybe selflessness and expressing that perhaps with children, with somebody you might be in a love or romantic relationship with. It could be somebody that you do hobbies with, or somebody you share certain things of enjoyment with. This also could be, you're talking about Venus and Aquarius in the fifth house. I mean, if Libra is unattached, this could be a time where maybe Libra meets somebody that could be a potential or prospective significant other. That could be actually be a sun, moon, or ascendant in Aquarius, or it can simply embody Aquarius-like characteristics. It could be at a place of amusement or entertainment, or maybe somebody that they share a hobby with. It could be somebody that might start out as a friendship and then evolves into something stronger. So anyway, Next thing up is Venus will be in Pisces as far as February goes from the 10th until the 28th. So the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, well, this could be about, I mean, when Venus is in Pisces, I think a lot of it is really about the love of sometimes lethargy, so to speak, and relaxation. And it might conflict with the work life. You might feel more like relaxing at this time and being lackadaisical and just fantasizing more as opposed to actually working. At the same time, this could be a lot of enjoyment, perhaps of really doing perhaps Pisces-like things in your daily, incorporating it into your daily routine. It could be something connected with the metaphysical, such as astrology. It could be chemistry, photography, the love of photography, and enjoying, and maybe even at the same time, this could be about maybe meeting somebody. If Libra is unattached at this time, meeting somebody that could be a prospective or potential significant other. That could be a sun, moon, or ascendant in Pisces, or simply somebody that embodies those characteristics at their place of work, somebody in the daily routine. And it could also be somebody that maybe is in, figures prominently in their health life. Could be somebody that at a fitness place that maybe they work out with. So anyway, also this could be in some cases, this could be certain enjoyment of maybe organizing something that might be disorganized or disheveled, because keep in mind, Pisces is often confusing energy and disorganized, while the 6th house corresponds with Virgo. It's about organization. So this could be a good period maybe to straighten up things that might be disorganized, so to speak, and just general things that need this to be done, whether it could be something in your, and it could very well be something at your workplace, and even if it's just just cleaning up something, that could be a strong possibility at this time. Anyway, well, Mars will be in Sagittarius at this time, as far as February goes. So the 3rd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, this could be a stronger period, perhaps of maybe more contentious and acrimonious situations, relationships, maybe perhaps with siblings, if applicable, with your neighbors. And also at this time, and they could be over philosophical differences at this time. There could be arguments connected with different philosophies. It could be things connected even with sports or even religious disagreements at this time, and disparities and discrepancies. And also be careful, Libra, at this time. There could be a greater propensity for accidents and short journeys and driving, especially at this time. And especially you've got this foolhardy Sagittarius energy going on, and really just be careful about making impulsive moves and turns on the road, etc., and being more prudent and cautious at this time while driving. So anyway, also this could be about where you might have a lot more as far your mental and physical energy can be abundant at this time, and maybe in some cases maybe even a little bit too much. But of course, I mean, looking at the aspects that this makes to perhaps other planets' points in your chart, such as let's say if this Mars is making a sextile or trine to your natal Saturn, that could be more disciplined energy and dispersing energy evenly in terms of activities, and in a fair amount of energy for whatever it is, things that you're doing. So anyway, next thing up is Jupiter will still be in Scorpio at this time. So the 2nd house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, this could be, I mean, keep in mind that Jupiter can be paradoxical, as I've stated in other videos. It's really, I mean, very benign and benevolent, but it could also have the tendency to expand. And this could also, in some cases, expand surreptitious activity and matters with one's finances and possessions. So just be very careful at this time as far as your possessions and your money goes at this time, Libra. At the same time, this could be very fortuitous for things of a monetary nature, and it could be something Scorpio-like, such as something with the occult, supernatural, which can be astrology. Other things could be magic, alchemy, doing locksmith work, even things that are forensics, so things connected with investigation. Could also be a rather, a really positive period for perhaps Scorpio-like values at this time, and that could be about secrecy and really about and also things that are about transformation and making major changes, things that Scorpio can value. It could be very fortuitous at this time for Libra. So anyway, next thing up is Saturn will still be in Capricorn, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. At this time for Libra, this could be, first off, it could be about perhaps Libra might be feeling some restrictions and limitations, perhaps in matters connected with the home and family, which may cause certain despondency and maybe make Libra feel somewhat melancholy. It could even be just maybe trying to add some variance or a partition on the home, for example, if this person does any construction work. Maybe there's some difficulties and maybe something in the city or whatever won't allow it. There's some authority that is restricting or prohibiting it, or maybe lack of resources and funds could be another possibility. Now, at the same time, this could be about Libra perhaps taking care of a family member that might be debilitated, and that could be causing some sadness and making Libra feel somewhat despondent and dejected. But it could be something Capricorn related, such as something with the bones, or even like say the bones area, something with the bones, or anything that could be, or the knees, anything that could be Capricorn related. So anyway, and also at the same time, this could be about maybe Libra might feel restricted if they're trying to find out something about their roots and their traditions, or being able to express matters connected with one's traditions. There might be some difficulty at this time. At the same time, this could also be a strong period for getting structure and discipline in your fourth house matters, such as matters pertaining to the home and the family, and maybe even matters connected with one's traditions as well. And anyway, well, the next thing up is Uranus will still be in Aries, so the seventh house will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, well, this could be where the relationships might be a little bit more erratic and sporadic and unpredictable than usual. This could also be a time where if Libra has a significant other, this could be sometimes divorce can occur at this time, or at least a need maybe for freedom and independence in their relationships. It could even be in like a business partnership. It could be also about maybe having a combat unusual or some kind of very bizarre open adversaries. And it could be somebody that might be an open adversary, could be an innovator, or somebody then some Uranus-like field such as computers, electronics, or even something with aerospace or astrology. And another thing about this too is it could be unusual documents that maybe Libra has to go through at this time, because Uranus is often, it can be about unconventional and what is unorthodox. So, and really at this time as well, you look at Uranus and in the seventh house, this also could be where you might be experiencing some disruptions in terms of your relationship, where maybe you don't have maybe the consistency you once had in it, and you're able, you have certain maybe connection one moment, and then you feel like you don't have it the next. This could also be a time where Libra, if it is unattached, may find that significant other that could be somebody that might be from another country or a foreigner. There might be something unusual or unique about this person. So anyway, next thing up is Neptune will still being Pisces, so the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, well, Libra might have difficulty at this time deciphering, you could say, the character composition perhaps of people maybe they work with, people that are prominent in their daily routine and health life. In some cases too, this could be about the dissipation and dissolving of one's health, and there could be some Neptune-like issues that could be connected with health issues. It could, in some cases, it could be connected with recreational drugs and alcohol, or even an accidental or inadvertent assimilation of some chemicals such as radon. And health issues at this time for Libra may be very nebulous and unclear. And also, this is a time too where really people that you provide service to, people in your health life, your work life, they might be a little bit more unclear and maybe even deceptive at this time. On the positive end, though, when you're talking about Neptune in the sixth house, this could be about incorporating the imagination more into your work life and maybe doing something work related that could be Neptune like, such as chemistry, photography, the metaphysical, which can include astrology, something with the paranormal, maybe dancing, poetry. Anyway, well, the next thing up is Pluto will still be in Capricorn, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, well, I mean, a lot of people don't like me to say this, but I always talk about it anyway, the dreaded D word. Yes, Pluto is about death, and in some isolated cases, this could be about the death of a family member, and sometimes it could be even the mother, because the fourth house is the less dominant parent, which is often the mother. This could be the obliteration or destruction of a home in some cases. It could be from some tornado or whatever it might be, some natural disaster that occurs. At the same time too, I mean, Pluto could be, a lot of times it's a figurative endings. It could be the end of some kind of home and family life. But keep in mind that Pluto is also about regeneration and rebirth. So when something leaves, something else can often replace it with Pluto energy. It could be about maybe tearing down, destroying one's traditions, and moving forward and then supplanting it with something else. And the same may be true when you look at maybe the foundations that Libra may have might be ones that might be obliterated at this time, but at the same time, you know, the rebirth regeneration thing again, it could be replaced with something else at a later point in time. This could also be about power struggles with people in your home life, or even people you feel close at home to. Next thing up, the North Node will be in Leo, so the 11th houses will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, I mean, when the North Node is in transit, it can often be about what we have to confront. And at this time, this could be about maybe having to deal with an arrogant or domineering or even overbearing friend or acquaintance. This could also be about pursuing aspirations and goals with a lot of that Leo ferocity and fortitude and courage at this time, and doing it with that self-confidence and self-assuredness. Also, maybe about getting attention more for things you might do for your friends, for acquaintances, maybe for humanitarian things as well, and getting the accolades and recognition or what have you for doing this. This could also be too about having to be maybe a little bit more extravagant than usual, unfortunately, maybe in order to attain aspirations and goals, and being more generous and magnanimous in matters with friends and acquaintances. So anyway, next thing up is the Black Moon Lilith will still be in Capricorn, so the fourth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted at this time for Libra. So at this time for Libra, I mean, Black Moon Lilith can often be about the unveiling or revelation. This could be about perhaps a family member or somebody that you feel close at home to might reveal some kind of ruthless or tyrannical quality, and very overambitious and really like a me attitude, and doing whatever it takes to get to the top at the exclusion of everything else perhaps. And this could also be something connected with maybe really in some cases with ancestry, or something tied into your roots or family history that might get unveiled, that you really that might really be somewhat depressing, and you just don't really want it to get out, but it happens to come out at this time. And also, looking at this, another thing about this could be that a lot of times, I mean, when the Black Moon Lilith, when you're talking about that, it could be really the revealing or unveiling of a very strong, powerful adversary. And in some cases, this could be a Capricorn Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, or simply somebody that embodies those characteristics. And it could be somebody that perhaps Libra feels close to home with, and it could, or maybe somebody in the home family life, or simply somebody that might be in like a fourth house type profession, such as home, or something with person might be involved in real estate, or somebody that may be in some kind of home remodeling, renovation. So anyway, and also, too, when you're talking about the Black Moon Lilith, it could also be about what may put somebody in a strong state of trepidation. So it could be where Libra might have this strong fear of maybe having a very limited or restricted home life at this time. Could be something that can really put them in a very strong fear and may really make them petrified at this time. So anyway, last but not least, Chiron will still be in Pisces, so the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Libra. So at this time for Libra, well, Libra may be experiencing perhaps some emotional wounds and suffering, maybe connected with this deception and duplicity on the work front. It could be with somebody that they know in their daily routine, or even somebody prominent in their health life. This could be really in matters over maybe deluding oneself over their health and thinking that, well, this can't happen to me, and sure enough, maybe something does happen, and that might affect their health adversely. In some cases, too, this could be about really some suffering going on, maybe with the dissipation or dissolving of health, and even something that could be Pisces, like it could be something connected with the feet, the toes, the lymphatic system, or even in some cases drugs and alcohol, or even inadvertent assimilation of a drug such as radon. And also it might be about maybe self-deception, could be suffering connected with that, with maybe people that maybe Libra has done service for, and maybe doing that, maybe servicing the wrong people and deluding oneself into thinking that those people really were the right people to help and give service to, when they found out later on maybe they weren't. So anyway, but at the same time, when you're talking about Chiron energy, it is the wounded healer. So in the areas that Libra may be having difficulty in connection with this placement at this time, they may be able to help others out with a comparable situation, and doing so with that Pisces empathy, compassion, and self-sacrifice. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for my Libra February 2018 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time, where I'll be giving you my Scorpio February 2018 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.